Unfiltered Faith. I'm Josiah, and we're back. If you watched our last video, you'll know that we have two amazing girls who started a Bible study, and they're our special guest for tonight. Samuel can't make it, but we're going to be asking them some questions. So, let's just start. How did you guys first meet?
So me and Ginny, she was in first grade and I was in kindergarten, and I didn't have friends at the time. So, well, I had Addie, but I didn't have any other friends. So we kind of started talking. That's how we became friends.
Yeah, well, I stayed back in first grade, and then that's how we two became friends after that. Because I knew Addie before I knew her, and then once I met Addie, I got to know Maryalice.
And what made you guys want to start a Bible study?
So, actually, I was at church one Sunday, and my pastor was talking about how we can help others grow in God and how we can teach others. And one of the reasons was to start a Bible group. And I was like, oh, that's not a bad idea. So I texted Naomi because she's our other leader. And she's like, yeah, that's a good idea. So we got everything planned out, and then that's how it started.
And what inspires you to grow deeper in your faith?
I think my parents helped me a lot, how to understand a lot of things.
And Jenny, why do you think Bible study is important for students today?
Cause I feel like it teaches you stuff with kids your age. If you're doing it with kids your age, you get to understand how they see things too.
And was there a moment where your relationship with God became more real to you?
Yeah.
What's the hardest, Maryalice? I heard you and Naomi, your friend, are leaders of the study. So what? This is more for you and Jenny. But what's the hardest part about leading a Bible study?
I think just kind of planning it, how how to get the right verses and questions to ask them, because you want to obviously make them good questions to actually get people
And
thinking.
them to interact.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's one thing you wish more people understood about studying the Bible?
I think actually knowing that it actually happened, because you might think oh, that kind of sounds fake, but you have to know everything in the Bible is true, and we want to learn from that.
Yeah. And how do you stay consistent with God when life gets busy? Jenny, you want to answer that?
Um, I feel like praying and reading your Bible would always help you.
Yeah.
I stay closer with God.
Have you ever struggled with doubt? And if so, what did you do?
Um, I feel like when I've struggled with doubt was because it's sometimes hard for me to understand the Bible. So when I struggle with doubt, I try to look up verses that will help me through that, because there's multiple verses in the Bible that is about that. So
Mary Alice, what do you say to someone who feels like they're not good enough for God?
I just think that they need to trust that God's there for them always, and I think they just should start praying to Him more, and ask Him how they can help understand His word more.
Mm-hmm. So, you know that we've been doing the Fruit of the Spirit series. I think you were asked a question on our last episode, but which fruit of the Spirit has been hardest for you to grow in, and why?
I think. Oh, you want to go? Sorry.
I feel like I feel like kindness would be one because you always it like has a lot of verses about being kind in the Bible, and sometimes it's always hard to be kind to others because they might do something that's different from you or see things in faith that's different than you, and you have to respect that. So it's kind of hard to always stay kind.
And how has God been teaching you self-control? How has God been teaching you self-control?
You're muted.
Maryalice is muted, and get some intermission here. You hit the unmute button, dude. Not that hard. Do it for Samuel.
What?
How has God been teaching you self-control?
I think he's been teaching how I can help control myself and just especially with my words and my actions.
If someone, so these are some advice for our listeners. If someone wants to start their own Bible study, what should they do first?
I think they should just find good passages they want to read, because if you find a passage and you don't really know what it means or what it's about, then I don't think you can actually teach about it and like get deeper into the passage.
Yeah. What's one
So,
simple way someone can grow closer to God?
Oh, I've growing closer to God. I feel like take time out of your day to read your Bible and look up certain verses and take notes about them of how they relate to your life and how you feel about them.
So, what's a Bible verse that means a lot to you right now?
Um, it would a Bible verse that means a lot to me right now. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. That be trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, and all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight.
my Bible verse is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength.
And our last question, what's one thing you want listeners to remember after this episode of Unfiltered Faith?
I think I want listeners to remember that they're not alone and there are people who care about them and want to grow with them in their relationship with God.
Well, thank you guys for coming on Unfiltered Faith. We really appreciate you being here. And advice for listeners, you're not alone. God is always with you. Have a good night. Come back next Friday for the wrap-up series. Good night.